When the clues began to drop regarding the next update in the Hunter Call of the Wild, I made the bold prediction that we would be getting a simultaneous release of a new map, the Waterfowl rework, and a new great one, all in the next update. My prediction was that the next map would be Sweden. It is now confirmed that the next map will be, in fact, Finland. My prediction for the Great One was for a brand new Great One Moose, that it would be in the Sweden map. We now have a Finland map, which is very similar to Sweden. We could definitely have a Great One Moose on that map. And it's also confirmed that we are getting the Waterfowl rework as well. So in this video, I'm going to further touch on what this next Great One could be. There are a lot of possibilities as to what this next Great One could be, and we're going to touch on that in this video. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So I've already made a video where I predict what the species are going to be on the next map. It's confirmed that there's going to be 19 species on that map, and I made a full video talking about basically making a full prediction on what that entire list is going to be as far as the next map and the species on that map. So I'll leave a link in the description to that video. You can check what my predictions are for that entire species list. But as far as a Great One on that map, there are a few possibilities to say the least. And obviously my prediction is still the moose. I've been predicting that the next Great One will be a moose for quite some time now. And Finland, obviously the moose are already confirmed on that map. Whether or not we'll get a Great One, whether or not that'll be a simultaneous release, it's still quite a bold prediction. Moving forward with Expansive Worlds, with Call of the Wild, I think it would be such a good move and so smart to release a new Great One with every new map. It would be such a good way to do it, to be able to release every map with a new Great One. You're getting that off the table right off the bat. So that was kind of a part of why I made that prediction. I just think it would be such a smart move, and just to release a map and to release it with a Great One on it already, and then moving forward you've already got at least one Great One on every map, and that's already done, and you don't have to go back and add anything to that map. So I think, you know, with all these reworks that they're doing, I think they're starting to realize that they need to do as much as they can do on the map at the time of the release, so that they don't have to go back and be adding things, because I think they're having a lot of trouble, it seems like, with adding things back to maps, back to old coding that's already been done. So I think something that they're trying to do moving forward, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we're getting 19 species. I mean, 19 species is a lot, but I think they don't want to be going back to the maps. I think they're going to be trying to put out maps completely finished and not having to go back and add Great Ones or add species or do backfilling. So I think that's the train of thought. If I had to make a prediction as to why they're going in this direction and why I think they're going to be adding Great Ones to the maps, that's why. So I think it makes a lot of sense to do a simultaneous release of a Great One with this map. I think it's going to be a moose. The reason for moose, and I've talked about this in previous videos, if they do a Great One moose, that's a second Great One on Layton, but more importantly, that's a Great One added to Yukon and Medved. Two maps that don't get a lot of love. A lot of players don't even have those two maps. A lot of players would be going out and buying those maps to grind for a Great One. It just makes so much sense to do a Great One moose. It adds a second Great One to Layton. It adds a Great One onto Yukon and Medved. Both of those maps don't have a Great One currently, so you get a new Great One on two maps that currently don't have one, and you get a Great One on the brand new map that's coming out. So it basically, so many reasons, so many layers of reasons to do a moose Great One. So that's my prediction. I think that's what it's going to be. But if not a moose, there's some other really good predictions, some other really good possibilities for a Great One on this new map. One of them being fallow. Now, fallow deer, I did include them in my prediction for the 19 species. Fallow deer were on there. I was between fallow and roe with that prediction. In hindsight, roe deer might have been the smarter prediction, because there's a lot more roe deer in Finland than fallow. There are fallow deer in Finland, but not nearly as many. Roe deer are kind of all over the place. So fallow, I think, is still a good prediction. If there are going to be fallow deer on Finland, that's still, I think that's a really good possibility that could be the next Great One. The only thing is, all that does, other than putting a new Great One on the new map, is it puts a Great One on Tiaroa and on Hirsch. Both of those maps already have a Great One, but it's definitely a possibility, and something that a lot of the community want is a Great One fallow. I would love a Great One fallow deer. So yeah, definitely a possibility. The next good possibility, the next species I want to talk about, are roe deer. So I didn't include roe deer in my prediction, but roe deer could definitely be on this map. Roe deer are currently on Quattro and Hirsch. Both of those maps already have a Great One, but it would add a second Great One to those maps, and it would add a Great One to the new map. Roe deer are a semi-popular species in the game. A lot of people like the roe deer. I have heard a lot of people say in the streams and in the comments section that they would love to see a roe deer Great One. I don't know if I feel like the team would go in that direction at this point. I think there are better possibilities, better options right now for a new Great One than the roe deer. More popular picks right now for a new Great One than the roe deer, but definitely a possibility. possibility. Definitely something a lot of people would like, but I just don't think that they would pick roe deer over something like a moose or a fallow, or, and that segues into the next one, a reindeer and or caribou. If they do a great one, reindeer I'm predicting are going to be on that next map. Reindeer are currently on Medved. If they do a great one, reindeer, that puts a new great one on Medved. It puts a new great one potentially on Finland, and also they could do caribou at the same time. They are very similar species in the game. They have pretty much the exact same racks in the game, pretty much the exact same models in the game, just slightly different. And that would also put another great one on Yukon. So if they did reindeer, the cool thing about that is they could do it simultaneously with caribou, and then we get a brand new great one on Medved and Yukon, same as the moose. So that's cool. It's got that same advantage to putting a new great one on Yukon and Medved. Yukon and Medved really need a lot more love. They could use some more species. They're two maps that are kind of just not getting the recognition that they deserve, and definitely a way to bring more players there, aside from backfilling, and hopefully they will do backfilling and add at least one more species to those maps in the future if that's possible. But another way to do that would be to put a great one on those maps. So reindeer, definitely a possibility, definitely something that a lot of people in the community would like. I've heard lots of people say that they would love a great one reindeer and or caribou, so that would be a good move for them as well, in my opinion. The next one is brown bear. Now brown bear, I have speculated that brown bear are getting a rework with this map, or at some point, if not with the release, maybe just soon after. But I think they are working on a brown bear rework, the same kind of thing that they did with the black bear. The color phases would become rare, and just reworking the models, graphical reworks, animations, things like that. Just a complete overhaul of the brown bear, like we saw with the black bear at the end of 2021. So that would be interesting. That would put another great one on Medved, which would be really cool for Medved, good for the community, good for the game, good for getting more people to get on Medved and play Medved more. And definitely, you know, brown bear's already been confirmed on the new map, so brown bear are definitely going to be a thing. So brown bear are definitely a possibility. A brown bear, great one. A lot of people would love to see a non-antlered species become a great one in the game. I'm one of those people. Brown bear are definitely a possibility for the next great one in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, some other species, another species that I really want to see added to Finland are beavers, European beavers. I think it would be really cool if they add beavers. It's a really good possibility for them to add beavers finally to the game. A lot of people want beavers added into the Hunter Call of the Wild, and Finland is the perfect opportunity to do that. There's also, in one of the pictures that was one of the clues, the one with the dock, the one that I started speculating first with, as far as guessing that the next map was going to be Sweden, it was the picture with the dock. I just thought it looked like Sweden, and I started making that prediction just based on that. It was kind of a wild prediction, but that picture with the dock, a lot of people on the far side of that lake were speculating that it kind of looks like there's some boats docked on the far side of that lake, but it also kind of looks like there's some beaver dams over there too. So whether or not that's true, none of that is confirmed, but a lot of people kind of zoomed into that part of that picture, and we're speculating that it looks like there might be beaver dams over there. So I think they will do beavers. They were in my prediction list of the 19 species. I do think they're going to be doing beavers, and a beaver great one would be pretty wild. It would be a little bit out of left field, but I think it's something that a lot of people would like. It would be funny, it would be interesting and entertaining. They could have the beavers reacting with the dams in some way, and something that they could definitely do. I don't think that they would do that over something like a moose or the other species that we already talked about, but it would be interesting, and it's definitely a possibility. As far as other waterfowl, some people are making predictions that the next great one on this map will be a waterfowl species, if there is a great one on this map. I just don't know if they would do that. I don't see a lot of possibility. I don't see a lot of potential for what a great one waterfowl species would look like. Like if they did, for instance, if they did a great one duck, what's the duck gonna look like? Is it just gonna be a bigger duck? Obviously a duck's not gonna have like scars on it or something. A lot of times when people talk about a non-antlered species being a great one, they talk about it having things like scars or like other things about it that kind of stand out. You know, if it's a bear or a lion having, you know, fangs or having blood or having arrows in it or something like that. With waterfowl, to keep it, you know, realistic, I don't see what they would really do to make it special or to make it stand out or to make it exciting for people to want to find it and hunt it. So I just don't see it being, I don't see there being a waterfowl duck. Same thing with goose, unless it was something like a snow goose, like a different species, like a rare species of goose. I could see them maybe doing capercaillie as a great one, just because they're such an interesting species, maybe like a different plumage variation for the capercaillie or something like that. But as far as doing a waterfowl species, it would be interesting. A lot of people would really like that because a lot of people like waterfowl hunting in the game. But I just think that as far as creating excitement, creating hype, and getting the most people excited for a new great one. I think a lot more would come from doing something like moose or fallow or roe deer, or a land mammal, big game species, or something like waterfowl. So basically, to summarize my guesses for the next great one, if there is going to be a great one on this Finland map, I'm going to put it between moose, fallow deer, roe deer, reindeer, brown bear, or beaver. So 6 predictions. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there any that I missed? Maybe you guys think it might be a wolverine, maybe a great one pheasant, maybe a great one Arctic fox, or a great one lynx. There's other possibilities too that I haven't touched on in this video. Let me know down in the comments if there's something else that you want to add to this conversation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Let's activate that algorithm, guys. Let's grow the channel. That's how we do it. You got to comment, you got to like, you got to watch the videos. I appreciate you guys so much. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We're just about to hit 26K. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.